Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of Project Tranmere. And in this episode, we look to somehow redeem our second season. We are currently second bottom in the league table, 23rd out of 24 teams in a season where we were hoping to at least solidify our place in the mid-table and then hopefully next year really prove to be challengers for promotion. And unfortunately, things haven't exactly gone as planned. So as far as our main setup, our main goal for this episode, it is to try and salvage this season. We're going to be changing our tactics in terms of training rather than trying to make sure that everyone coming out of the youth academy is at least decent enough, 50, 55 rated. That way, if we sign someone, they're not completely unusable. Rather than that strategy, we are going to try and solidify the starters on this team beyond just Clark and Meyer, of course. But we're going to try to improve those two players as well as others in terms of getting those overalls up there and hopefully making them into that much more dominant player for this league. That's not to say that we haven't seen some improvement. Josh Wilson's played pretty much every game this season. He's gone up by 2. There has been player improvement without training being necessary, but it hasn't been enough to make this team that much more dominant. And obviously loaning out players like Jay Morgan and Sang-Hyun Sip, not all that helpful when we're struggling for wins, but we were struggling for wins when they were here anyway. Case in point with Moritz Meyer being up by 3 points this season. So that is going to be the change in tactic here, is figuring out formation-wise what we want to do. The 4-2-3-1 was suggested. I think we'll give that a go. That's not to say this lineup that's in right now is going to be the lineup that plays in a few days against Carlisle. But we'll see how this goes. We'll see how the team continues to get on, and hopefully we can start stringing together some wins here towards the end of the season. With that said, I will talk to you guys shortly. Let's see how the next few weeks go. Despite the fact that we picked up a win in the past month, we still find ourselves in 23rd. 28 points in 34 games. An unfortunate season continues. We ended up losing to Carlisle, drawing Yeovil, losing to Gillingham, but beating Newport 2-1, which is hilarious when you see the formation that we ran with to actually win that game. Why not? Just going for it. That's trying anything, throwing everything at the wall to see what will eventually stick, if anything. As we have another scouting report back, and I think we are going to start being a little bit more strict. Connor Rose will keep an eye on. Brandon Richardson will obviously sign. Isaac Edwards will look to sign as well. We'll see if that works out for us. So everybody here I'm still good with. Again, Bergstrom, he's at least going to be a useful player. Same with Hijaz. But man, Timo Alton, sooner we sign him, probably for the better. Kozlowski, 65 to an 85. That's still a rough way to know for sure. Hugh Alexander, I think we're going to ditch for the moment. Decent chance, even some of the guys I'm okay with keeping, we end up getting rid of here. We'll see. We do need to be a little bit more strict about it. We do have that decent amount of depth in now. Mr. Ennis, who did you find out in Ghana? That's going to be a no. That's going to be a yes. And that's going to be a no. Frank Rumfa. Or Rumfa. Nice. But Tafari Afrani, tremendous name, is a keeper. We already have decent keepers. I can't. We'll still scout him, but I can't for that reason. Ewan Cooper, who do we have out in Poland? Zajac is going to be a no. Just nope. No. Novak, absolutely not. Kwiatkowski, absolutely not. Oh, you have oh God, that name. But yes. Oh my God. Okay, so at the very least, with Andre Shizmansky, we'll keep an eye on him, no guarantees. With Wojciechowski, or Wojciechowski, yeah, but then obviously Thaddeus, oh, fucking Christ, yeah, you're gonna be signed. I'll get better, okay? Oh God, who the hell are we gonna sign? And in fairness, Yeah, Aiden Edwards. That's quick and easy. Aiden Edwards is gone. We'll bring in old Teddy, as we'll call him, and we'll keep an eye on Ivan. Ivan with the W. We'll keep an eye on him, but for now, we'll leave it as is. So, needless to say, things are still a little bit strained here. We have a 60 grade. At one point, that was a 93. Remember those days? Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore, unfortunately. We play Swindon next, which, hilariously enough, they find themselves in a playoff spot right now. So we could play spoiler a little bit and help Crew Alexandra step up. But yeah, Yeovil, 64 points. We drew them, so that's cool. But they're top of the league. We are in second bottom with 28. 7 wins, 7 draws, 20 losses, only 28 goals for all season. Absolutely brutal. I will, oh God, will I just sim this live at this point? We have quite a few games coming up. I think in April we might sim that live. I'll see you guys in a month. Well, let's see if we can continue to turn things around. I'm not incredibly hopeful, though. So I wanted to reconvene now before we're even into April because we need to talk about what's been going on for this past month. We start off the month with a 2-0 loss to Swindon. We then beat Northampton 2-1. Midweek game against Cheltenham, 2-1 win. We play Walsall, 1-1 draw. We play Cambridge, 4-1. We are on a decent run of form here. We're currently in 21st. Don't look now. We're up into 21st. 38 points. 38 points with 7 games to go this season. We could still have this goal happen. By some miracle, this could still happen. Now, I will say here, I haven't been against not loaning players out, right? Like, this roster could be quite different next season if we don't get sacked, which there's still probably a decent chance of that happening. I know it's not going to happen with a 60, but it could still happen. For the record, this has been the training schedule at the moment. Although now that Kelly, he just went up to a 60, now that he's done that, I'm actually going to put a decent amount of work. It's actually a tough call as far as who to put the training into. I'd like to get Meyer up to a 70. Now with Clark, I'm not too concerned about the handling, but it has been somewhat necessary. The thing with Meyer, though, is the dribbling is actually quite solid as it is. The passing isn't terrible either. He's actually quite set up. He's set up quite well, that's what I'm trying to say. As far as the roster is concerned, it's actually a tough call here. I think I know who I want to train up here, and funny enough, it's actually going to be Bailey, because we need that shutdown option, considering we've been playing with 3 at the back over the past month and a half or so, which, again, is all the more ridiculous that we're actually winning games, which is happening. Again, you've seen the run of form as of late. We are winning games. This has been the formation that we've been using. Funny enough, this is what we've been using to win games. It doesn't make any sense. It's gotten to the point, though, where if this run of form hadn't happened, as we're going to be loaning out guys like Richardson and Bailey as well next year, I might end up regretting this, but I'm not against spending money to bring players back. Of course, we're not using the transfer market, so any money that we have can just be used to be like, oh, okay, never mind, I changed my mind, cut ourselves too short with the amount of players we've loaned out, no problem, we go ahead and make that move. Did we get Manager of the Month? I guess we didn't. Would it be World News? Did we get Manager of the Month? I'm pretty sure we did. It's not going to say anything, but I guess it wouldn't be all that surprising. We have a pretty big game here against Notts County. Now, we're not going to have this exact lineup in. That's the funny thing, is that this roster actually wasn't our go-to. Let's play Fieras here, even though Ferreras there, even though he's looking a little bit, looking to be in a little bit half-decent form here. As far as this roster goes, let's try to get as well-balanced of a lineup in as we possibly can. Normally, I'd make a second team sheet, but at this point, it's not that big of a problem to just make those quick changes. So we're good to go on that front. We'll see what the roster can do in this game. See if we can keep up this solid run of form just to try and fight, scratch and crawl our way back towards the middle of the table. So we're playing Notts County. Again, they have a somewhat decent record as of late. Let's see what we can do. 3, 2, 1. Ah, shit. Dennis scored on the pen. 3. Wilson ties it. Oh, my God. Let's just sit back as Weber goes down to injury. Kelly's in. We were able to tie it. I'm a little bit nervous. 2 goals, 1 for each team. Jesus. Can we at least get the draw here? That would be so huge for us just to keep this point streak going. 5 minutes left. Will there be a late winner? There will not be. So they scored in the 52nd minute. Park tied it in the 53rd. It ends up being a 2-all draw. That's not the worst case scenario for us. We're still in 21st on 39 points through 40 games. Unfortunately, Torben Weber, his season is over, and I believe he's actually due to be loaned out. So that's going to be the last time we see him in action for a significant amount of time, as we are pretty much going to go with the full roster change out here. Even though Richardson's not a center back, we're going to play him outright. Whoops again. Second team wouldn't be the worst way to go. Let's go ahead and play Richardson at the top. Why the hell not? We'll have Wilson and Ferreras on the bench just in case. Again, Weber's out for the remainder of the season pretty much. Moritz Meyer will be back in, and we will get this team looking in half-decent shape for this next game. Again, as we continue to approach the end of the season, I'm going to play Edwards in this game. That could come back to haunt me. Time will tell. Let's also get Davies in on the bench for this game. So, unfortunately, the schedule hasn't been too kind to us in terms of having to play games consistently. That is why I was trying to train up the second team throughout the majority of this season. It's because I knew schedule-wise we were just going to get absolutely ripped apart. And indeed, we have been. We're playing Oldham Athletic. Let's see what we can do. 3, 2, 1. 2-1 loss. Damn, Garcia got a goal back in the 87th. Shaw ends up getting injured as well, which isn't ideal. Unfortunate. So that decent run of form has started to disappear once I excitedly tell you guys about it. It's like, oh, well, shit, that's over with. That's over and done with, and indeed it is, but there's still time. There's still time. At the very least, we're not in 23rd anymore. I mean, granted, I suppose being 2 points and 3 points above Cambridge and Bury, specifically, that's just it's a tough call. As we have a little bit of scouting to attend to, and I believe, as Shaw was out for 2 months, it is our final week. Or our final sim. So Billy Shaw is also going to be out for the season as well. So right here we have our final scouting report from England, which, of course, we'll be sending. Actually, we probably won't be sending him out. This is it. So we have Connor Rose, Henry Cook, Will Mason definitely won't be signed. Jonathan Kelly will absolutely be signed, and then George Turner. So Henry Cook is a keeper we're going to avoid. And then Connor Rose, I think we're going to avoid as well. We're going to avoid him as well just because of who else we might have. From Ghana, Mayat will not be signed. Tafari Afrani will definitely be signed. I mean, he's a keeper, but he's tremendous. So that's a real tough call here. Is there anybody where it's looking kind of rough? I mean, 75 to an 81 is like the least that I'm willing to keep. Kozlowski, I don't think is going to be worth it by the end of that. We're going to drop him. Isaac Edwards will be dropped as well. Good old Tadius will be sticking around. Harrison Wright's looking pretty good. Jonathan Kelly, who we just signed, is looking like a monster. So we do have some very strong options in the system still. From Ghana, Shola Lamptey. Let's go with Lamptey. Will be signed, as will Afrani. We are going to hold off on signing Isaac Adu. Great name, but still. And the final scouting report, this one from Poland. Jesus, why? Okay, he's pretty good. We're going to have to bring him in, which means we might want to sign somebody. a defender wouldn't be the worst idea. In fairness, actually, is there anyone who's just like crazy good already in terms of overall? We had a 58 there, a 61 in Harrison Wright. Probably worth signing. Then again, a backup striker would be good too now with Shaw down to injury and Jonathan Kelly. You know what, Jonathan Kelly, congratulations. You're pretty much making the jump straight to the senior team. Szymanski won't be signed. Wozniak might have to be. Zalewski, no. Wozniak, no. Dawid Wozniak. Yeah, I think we're going to have to sign you as well. And in fairness here, I can't help but think, like I said, that another defender might not be the worst idea. So Harrison Wright, congratulations. Welcome to the team. And that does it for the reports from Poland, Ghana, and England. We have our next 3 lined up based on the popular vote, so to speak. The countries that you guys have named off the most. And we'll start with Thomas Walsh, our main scout. And as far as what nation, it's a tough call here. As far as what nation could potentially bring back the best, we are going to Ireland, the Republic of Ireland. Thomas Walsh. Although in fairness, we have an Irish scout, so that might be a better way to handle it. We're going to go to the Czech Republic with Thomas Walsh. We'll let one Andrew Ennis take a nice little vacation at home. He'll stay in Ireland. And Ewan Cooper, you will be going to the great island nation of Japan. So there we go. Our next 3 scouting locations are lined up. And you know what? Let's continue on here, shall we? We'll do it live for the moment. Unfortunately, that does mean a little bit of roster editing, not much. In that, we just need to make sure Shaw is out of the equation. The good thing is, though, we can just bump up Kelly, and he's pretty much right where Billy Shaw was to begin with. So that works out quite well. We will get our starters back in, including now Wright. So he immediately goes towards being a starter, which is tremendous. So from being scouted to going straight into the first team, not exactly what I was expecting there. Let's get Bailey in. We have Park, who needs to get into the lineup. And Eklund will put in for Abelovsky. And in fairness, let's give it to, I think it was Horatio Sanchez. Let's put him back into the starting 11. Morgan or Arvidsson. Let's go for Arvidsson. Why not? Why not? We'll go for Arvidsson. See if he gets an opportunity to step into the lineup. Doesn't really matter. I don't think either one of those two would be the first option off the bench anyway. So with that, we are set up. We are good to go. It's been well established that I have not done my research and have no idea how to say who we're up against, so I won't. And it doesn't matter because we beat them. Garcia missed a pen. It could have been by more. Wilson gets the winning goal in the 76th minutes. And I think that puts us up in the 20th. If not, we're really close. Now, still in 21st, but now we're just 3 points back. So realistically, we have 4 games remaining, if I'm not mistaken. Whoops, gotta love menu lag. We have 4 games left here in Season 2. Indeed we do. We play Crewe Alexandra, we play Bury, Forest Green Rovers, and Grimsby Town on the final day of the season. So realistically, we can finish with a maximum of 54 points, which would put us it put us mid-table. I mean, technically, obviously, you'd rather be, 12th, but that would put us towards the bottom half of the table, but that would be in a much better spot. So that would take one hell of a run of form to get there, but there's a chance. There is an outside opportunity. And we'll see whether or not that works out for us. So let's continue to train up some of the main features here. Clark goes up to a 70. And a funny thing about Clark, I think he's actually due to go out on loan. So it is probably one that we'll call back. Although, with the amount of solid keeper options that we have in the Youth Academy, might not be the worst idea to just let him go, get first team time elsewhere, and then we just quickly train up somebody else. So, and by the way, man, the amount of loan offers you get from the Chinese league now that it's in the game is crazy. Just constantly getting offers. As we're playing Crew Alexandra here. Oh boy, is our team good to go? Yes, they are. Let's do this. Let's see what we can do. We are in desperate need of another victory here. We need to at least finish like ahead of the 20th spot. Don't be in the bottom 4, whatever you do. Can we get the win? Let's find out. Sass Davies, by the way. 3, 2, Meyer scored. 3, 2, 1. Yes, let's go. 3-1. 2 goals for Meyer, a goal for Sanchez as well in the 67th. Gave us the insurance that we needed. Garcia also missed a pen again, so we might want to double check who's on penalty duty right now. But that's a big win for us. We're keeping pace with the likes of Newport County, Macclesfield Town as well. So we're looking good. We're looking good. Unfortunately, we need some other teams to start slipping up a little bit. That would be extremely helpful to see these guys start to slip up and to allow us to actually, make up a little bit of ground. But we're keeping pace where we need to. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed we're not finishing in the bottom 2. So there's that. I'm just desperate to make sure that we don't get shit canned, which could still happen. Now, here's the thing. We are, without a doubt, going to need to set up a new second team. I think that's pretty much undeniable. So we'll look to do that for this game. Look to get the majority of our starters a rest. So Mitchell will be in. And even though the majority of our defense here isn't all that tired, we're still going to make the changes just to go full fitness. And hopefully the team can make the best, as Kelly will be getting his first start. So this is, without a doubt, risky to set the team up as I am. I am well aware of that. So we will actually play Wilson there. And let's have, in fairness, neither's great defensively. I think we're okay regardless. So on the bench, let's go with probably just Abelovsky. Yeah, we'll go with Abelovsky. It could be Ryu, but we'll go with that. Although, Jesus, what am I thinking? I haven't even changed the majority of the wings. So Abelovsky's in. On the left-hand side, we'll put in Ryu and Arvidsson. And with that, we're pretty much good to go. Let's put Roberts in on the bench, just in case. I mean, the majority of our wingers are tired. So it's kind of a mix and match lineup for this next game, just so that we can rely on a full fitness squad for the most part, at least compared to what we would have otherwise. We're playing Bury. They're in 23rd. I'd like to think we can get the win here, but not having the majority of our starting 11, actually really none of our starting 11 involved today, could be a challenge. Let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1, and we get fucking smoked. Wow. All right. Well, there goes that. That's a team that we have to beat, even if our first team isn't ready. That's a squad that we have to beat, and losing that game, yeah, that's that. We are boned with a capital B. Wow. I honestly can't believe we just lost that badly. That is absolutely brutal. We'll see if we can bounce back against Forest Green Rovers, but I can't really say I'm all that optimistic heading into this game. We'll see what happens. Go ahead and sim it. 3, 2, 1, and we get a 1-1 draw. They ended up missing a pen, so I guess that provides some room for optimism, but we only have one game left this season. We can finish at best 19th in the league, as opposed to being a little bit further up there. Now, of course, it was always unlikely that we were going to be in one of the top spots in the league, or one of the higher up spots mid-table. That was always unlikely. But to see the absolutely abysmal set of matches that we just played, it's very frustrating. It's Very frustrating. What's our grade currently at? It's a 55. I am honestly afraid that we might get sacked. Because once the failed grades kick in, that might be enough to do it. I really think we have to win this game. If we lose against Grimsby, they're not exactly in the best run of form. This could be it. We could fail our challenge. Let's see we'll sim this. 3 as Wright gets a red card. Jesus Christ, we won't sim it. Let's see. Garcia scores. Davis ties it for them. Just 4 minutes later as we hit halftime. That sucks. We need 3 points here. Come on, somebody step up. Somebody step up. We need 3 points. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, Arvidsson. Off the bench, on the board, game winner. That might save us. It might not. Maybe I'm a little bit too concerned. Yes. Yes. Arvidsson, thank you. Holy shit. Notts County wins the league. We finish in 20th. I'm more overjoyed with that than I should be, as we tied for the most goals allowed in the league with 72. Absolutely horrendous. Somehow Walsall only allowed 35 goals but finished 5th. How the hell is that even possible? Doesn't make sense. But Notts County, Swindon, and Crawley are promoted, and then the playoff between Yeovil, Walsall, Grimsby, and Crewe Alexandra. So we actually did end up running into some rough competition down the stretch. So overall, again, we finish in 20th in the league table. We go on a pretty damn good run of form over the past 2 months, and that is enough from the looks of it to have saved us, where if we finished in one of those bottom 2 spots, there is honestly a fair chance that with the failed goals, we might not have survived. And even now, I can't say I'm, truly optimistic that I'm not still going to be sacked. You never know. You never know. A couple of failed goals and a little bit of drastic EA-ness, and anything could happen. But let's see, we got a loan offer for Ryu that we'll accept. No guarantees it goes through, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm not afraid to loan out a ton of these guys and then recall them if I need to, or to build up the roster from the start of next year. Aside from someone like Moritz Meyer, I don't see him going anywhere. Horatio Sanchez as well. We could get rid of him if necessary. Like I said, we have all that transfer money that there's really not much to do with. Next year, we're going to have to start worrying about some of these contracts, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And as it is, 95% of these offers don't go through. That's half of what takes so long for me to go from one update to the other, is that these updates take forever. As we get our first scouting report back from the Czech Republic, Simon Kovac is looking like a beast. Drahoslav Strinad, not quite. Branislav Biskup. Oh, I want to sign Biskup so bad, but we can't. Tomasz Bosko, though. And Jesus Christ, Rachel Dolezal's long-lost son will also look to potentially sign him as well. A 6'6" keeper. Not that we need keepers, but Jesus. It's almost too good to pass up. So we do have the option to bring in some people here if needed. Again, someone like Grasso, we pretty much know what he is. We know what Bergstrom is. Wozniak, he's a 63 overall to start, but that potential is just not there. So I know some people would immediately cut guys like Grasso, Bergstrom, and Hijaz, and I do understand that, but still, to that level of potential, they could still be extremely useful to us. At least until we get up even towards the championship. Obi Deli will be released, and from there, we're okay for the moment. So, do I have space to sign all 3 of you? I don't think I do. No, I don't. Damn it. Is there anybody worth signing? Dragovic is 18. He's going to want out of the youth academy soon. And like I said, I think we already have, was it Steele? It's not Steele, but our current keeper is scheduled to be loaned out. So, bringing him in might not be the worst idea. He could be the guy for us next season. I'm going to sign him. A lot of these guys in the youth academy are going to have to be signed anyway. So, Ennis has Staunton, and the Staunton brothers Ronan and Chris Staunton. How do you like that? I think for that reason we have to sign them, right? I think we have to. Kovac is a 59. Is there anybody else who's that highly rated? A 58 for Liam Clark. All right, let's go ahead and sign Liam Clark, and we'll go back up to the top and sign Kovac as well for the moment. And we'll sign the Staunton brothers. How do you know the brothers? We don't, but have fun with it. And the other report from Japan, Yoda Mizaki will not be signed. Oda Matsushita. I thought it said Mitsushita. And I'm like, wait a minute. Still, he is not going to make it. Masasu Takabe, absolutely not. Hanshiro Takeda, absolutely not. And Makoto Onishi, absolutely not. So, Japan didn't prove to be all that fruitful for us. Down the stretch, let's go ahead and go to Squad Hub for the moment. So, yes, it's like we already loaned out Max Jackson. We have 4 keepers signed. So, yeah, Declan Clark is going to Turkey at the end of the year. But having Dragicevic might not be the worst way to go. But I'm not afraid to loan list him as well. I'm going to loan list everybody. I'm good with this. Loan list everybody. And quite a few guys, especially defensively, are heading out. But like I said, I'm okay with it. We can recall people if necessary. We'll see how this goes. But this is how I'm choosing to set up the team for now, just to test things out. Billy Shaw, in fairness, isn't leaving. And then Moritz Meyer, I am refusing to allow offers for him. He's our guy. He's not going anywhere for obvious reason. And in fairness, Jonathan Kelly might be the next guy that we just say, hey, you're staying here no matter what. So in terms of training, since we know Clark's leaving, but I wanted to make him better down the stretch, we can change things up here. So keepers, Dragicevic, I think, will be the guy that we focus on until the start of next season. He's going to be the main man in net, in goal, next season. While we loan out Clark, hopefully he still continues to improve as well. Defensively, I mean, we have so many people scheduled to be loaned out right now. It's kind of ridiculous. And in the midfield as well, there's a lot of guys. So one Staunton brother, by the way, Chris, is promising, the other not so much. So that's a little bit disappointing. But we might look at keeping both anyway. I think for now, I got to be honest, I'm going all in on Moritz Meyer. He's the one guy. I mean, granted, I could double check who's staying, who's going, but let's just go all in on having our main man up front who can hopefully bag 20 goals next year, and having our keeper in goal who can hopefully shut things down all season long. We're going to make him better at set pieces as well. Let's go free kick accuracy. Hopefully have Moritz Meyer just be our main man for everything. So training-wise, this is definitely what our focus is going to be for the next bit moving forward. So the season's over. Of course, we'll move forward here. We'll head into June. We'll see, what the Champions League ends up being. We'll take a look around at all the other leagues. Manolich has an offer. I honestly could not tell you where that club is, though, that sent him the offer. But we'll see if he ends up being loaned out. Just go figure that switching to a 3 at the back formation was what led us to having success. Just as weird as that is. Just sometimes the sim engine, and we say this with everything, as Park's actually been loaned out. We say this with every EA game, but it's true. The sim engine is just incredibly strange. It's very unpredictable in pretty much every EA Sports title. You just don't really know what you're going to get. And I said it responding to a comment from the last episode where, just in my own time playing this, like if I have a career mode going with Liverpool, like I could have a completely stacked team. But if we run into Manchester United, for example, it seems almost off of name value alone. They just end up destroying you, or at least always winning 9 times out of 10, which isn't always. As Reece Mason wants out. How good is Reece Mason? I mean, I totally know who Reece Mason is, and we've been following his career the whole time. He's a 78 to an 84. We'll bring him in. We'll bring him in for now. That's fine. That's fine. Not everyone has to be an 82 to a 90 for me to be like, yeah, you're useful to us. Obviously, that helps, but for now, these role players, especially too, as Patrick Cox also wants out. For now, these role players are going to be extremely useful to us. So, let's see. Patrick, buddy, you haven't been in the youth academy for long, I can tell you that much. Yeah, you're going to be signed, though. You don't have the highest overall, but you're definitely going to be signed. It's like Grasso, Bergstrom, Hijaz. It's a tough call. Tough call. So Ronan Staunton was a 64 to an 86. He's only a 43, so fortunately low overalls for the two Stauntons, but that's all right. Let's keep going here and see what some of these loan offers are. As Patrick Cox has signed. Is that another youth player? That's still Patrick. All right, cool. Abelovsky gets a loan offer from Melbourne Victory. It'd be good to let you go out to Australia, see what happens there. As there was something, FA Cup. What do we got? You going to tell me? Nope, you're not. Cool. You're going to tell me about Manchester City, who probably just won back-to-back Champions Leagues. So we'll train these two up. Moritz Meyer hits the 70-point mark, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. And hopefully next season we see even better developments from him. Let's move on here. We are winding down with our second season at the helm of this club, and thankfully, Elliot Roberts might be going out to Turkey. Thankfully, it looks as though our job is safe, despite not having this tremendous season. We look to be okay. Brandon Davies, who is a bit low of an overall, that would be one where I'd be more than all right with him being loaned out and hopefully getting some first team time elsewhere. At least more time than he's going to get here. And who else? Billy Shaw, of course, went down to injury. Again, another Chinese team. Doubt the offer goes through. It might, of course. Like I said, it's a rarity for sure. As we are just about into June, we're not on track in one regard. That's fine. Growing the club financially. I mean, we're a League 2 club. I don't know what you're expecting. Grow the club financially. Where do you think that's going to happen? This game doesn't even have that massive boost if you win, if you gain promotion from the championship to the Premier League. So it's where do you think this mythical amount of money is coming from? Unless we do a financial takeover, which there's really no need to with money not being a major factor. Roberts was actually loaned out. Interesting. Very interesting. So we'll definitely see what this team is looking like heading into next season. That's what I'm mainly intrigued by right now. So as long as we're good to go for season 3 and what we end up looking like, as we have our scouting reports back. Mitchell was also loaned out, so the goalkeeper situation could be quite different as well. Mr. Walsh out in the Czech Republic. Resnick will not be signed. Blaha will not be signed, but that's a great name. Cherny, absolutely not. Boleslav Medved and Kazimir Tesaric. Medved's an interesting one. I'll sign him for the moment. And what about Ennis? Gallagher, and Liam O'Leary. Hello indeed. Cathal Gallagher. Could be worth signing. And you know what? I'm thinking the Stauntons aren't going to make it. Let's be honest here. They're just not. Oh my God. O'Leary's already a 63. I'm signing him right now. Just immediately. That's another player who immediately gets to go to the first team. That's tremendous. And from there, we also have Ewan Cooper. Has he found anybody? Ichizo Ike. No. Hiroya Akita. Hello. Horiuchi. Okay, I thought it was going to be Horiguchi. It wasn't. Hino, absolutely not. And Nagahama, absolutely not. But we have our first big-time player from Japan, Hiroya Akita, will definitely be signed. Is there anybody else who can make that major jump? Lamptey, I'm good with releasing for now. So we'll sign up Akita, and with that, we're good to go. So the team's looking okay. We have the promising players. Now it's just a matter of seeing that development loaning some of these other guys out and just building up this team. It might take longer than I initially planned. We do get a loan offer again for Max Edwards, who's someone I would actually like to see be loaned out. He'd be going over to Newport County, which is fine. They finished in a playoff spot. I mean, no shit. No, it was Notts County that won the league. It's like, wait, was it Newport or Notts? Don't remember. Manager of the month. I mean, if that's us, that's hilarious, but I guess it was a bit of a great escape. As we'll stop it here. Let's take a look, our final look, at what we accomplished this season and around the world at what went down. So in terms of what happened this year, just to give you guys a look, top goal scorer was Alex Garcia with 12 goals, Meyer with 9, Park 6, Sanchez with 5, and then Shaw with 3. We obviously very much struggled to score goals this season. The assist leader for us was Abelovsky with 6. So goal scoring and just in general, I mean, just everything. Scoring goals, stopping them, it was problematic for us. Highest overall player on the squad, though, Clark and Meyer. Good improvement for them both. I'm just going to scroll through in due time, although that said, some of the new boys, of course, will be able to get a look at their stats. So, again, Dravicevic being a 63 is pretty nice. Liam O'Leary, who we just signed, 4-star, 1-star, so that's a little bit rough, but 4-star skill moves, medium-low work rates. Not exactly ideal. He's also 6'5". So I don't know what the hell we're going to do with Liam O'Leary. I mean, 63 defending to start. He's someone else where it's like, Jesus, just make him into a target man at this point. That's a very weird player to work with. Get a look at Elliot Roberts as well. Toby Kelly, who was loaned out earlier. Alex Garcia, Ferreras, who was here all year. Harrison Wright, who I believe we just signed. Medium-high work rates, 2-star, 4-star. Not too bad for a center back / CDM. It might even be better suited as a CDM. Who else do we have in terms of anybody new to the squad? Kovac, 3-star, 4-star. Not bad. Medium. Pretty good. Pretty much natural at all 3 defensive spots. Jonathan Kelly, 4-star, 2-star. High medium work rates. That's pretty solid as well. He's 5'6". So we have an interesting mix where we have some giants on the back end and some, let's go with some shorter players up front for the most part. As we get a full look here at the rest of the squad overall wise, Reese Mason, all 5'6" of them. Case in point, Patrick Cox is also 5'6", but 3-star, 5-star, medium. Interesting. Very interesting. And then Brandon Davies there as well. But as mentioned, contract-wise, next year might be the first year that we have to start worrying a little bit. I mean, indeed we will. Josh Wilson and Moritz Meyer will have to be signed heading into that next season. So that's going to be a tad bit concerning. Let's take a look around the world at what happened. Other leagues. See how it went down. As we'll go all the way through pick competition. I'm so glad they added this. Premier League wise, and went to Spurs. 91 points on the season. Right. In terms of relegation, Middlesbrough, who, I mean, they got promoted and immediately dropped again. Wolves and Huddersfield go down. So last year it was Middlesbrough, Swansea, and Stoke who ended up being promoted. They end up going down in the championship. Bournemouth's going back up. Fulham's going back up. And then whoever made it out of the playoffs, we don't yet know. Sunderland promoted, and they avoid relegation yet again. In France, not PSG. Marseille, they take it by 2 points. Damn. Not what I was expecting. Normally PSG just runs it every single year. Bundesliga went to Bayern. Case in point, that was to be expected. Let's see. Serie A. What do we have? Juventus. Shocker. For the hell of it, the Eredivisie went to Feyenoord. Neat. From there, La Liga. Barcelona by 3 points over Real Madrid. Of course, the MLS wouldn't matter as much. Someone's going to say, check it anyway, but, you know, it's a different schedule, so the season's not over. That's the problem. And can I not see the FA Cup and such. I guess it would be in standings, would it not be? Uh-oh. I hit change competition. It's taking forever. Hey, there we go. FA Cup goes to Man City, winning it over Spurs. Carabao Cup, for the hell of it. Oh, it takes so long. Carabao Cup goes to Southampton over Arsenal. The Checkatrade Trophy goes to Hull over Burton Albion. League 2 playoffs, Walsall up over Yeovil Town, so Walsall promoted. Let's take a look. Don't really care there. The UEFA Super Cup went to Man City over Milan. Champions League goes to, drum roll please, PSG wins it over Bayern. So City actually topped Liverpool in the league last year and in the Champions League. PSG wins it. The Europa League goes to, drum roll please, it takes forever to load. Oh my god, it takes forever. Arsenal beats Chelsea in the Europa League. So there's that. We end season 2. Will our grade drastically drop? Will we be sacked? Hopefully not, but I suppose there's an outside chance of it. Fingers crossed they don't all of a sudden just be like, well, you failed your most important goal. See you later. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Where, that's not exactly out of the question. I need that confirmation. I'm nervous. I'm sorry. We're back up to a 76 grade, but I don't feel confident. I'm scared. That's the one thing. It isn't like NHL. You can't just turn off firing. Like, your job's at risk at all times. At all times. Let's end the season. End of year review. Okay, we're good. We're in the clear. Guys, that will do it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. In the next episode, we begin our 3rd season. As always, let me know down in the comments below where you think we should scout next. I still have that short list, so whenever I see nations mentioned more than once, that's when we really start to be like, okay, this place and this place. We'll still have another scouting report, though, from Ireland, Japan, and the Czech Republic. Of course, we'll get the scouting report in England set back up. Potentially, let me know what you think. Should we just have 3 random places to try and burn through these extra nations that much more quickly? Let me know. And yeah, that pretty much does it. Will season 3 be a big year for Tranmere Rovers, or are we destined for another battle for our lives as we try to save our job down the stretch? Time will tell. For now, thank you very much for watching. You know the deal. Support the video, support the channel, check out everything in the description, and click that stupid bell, and I will see you guys in the next one.